Hello, lovely people out there. And this video is going to be a little bit candid in nature because I did not plan for this, and it's not a tarot reading, so it's going to be a little bit of candid. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I felt that when I first did inner engineering, um, I when I decided to do inner engineering, because I know Sadhguru since 2016. I discovered him online in 2016, I guess, and I heard about inner engineering back then. They didn't have it, and they did not have it online. Recently, I discovered they also have an online course, which is pretty cheap, like less than $10 maybe for inner engineering. And I was like wondering how did it help people? Because Sadhguru seemed to claim back in the time it used to take 12 years these practices, but now he's doing like a 7 day inner engineering course. So would that even work? Like, what is he talking about? And I kept looking for videos where people would share the experiences with inner engineering. So I'm here to share my experience. I'm not going to tell you what he does in the inner engineering program, because that is something you probably should just go and experience by yourself. So I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to tell you what is the result. What did I achieve, or what did I experience? How was my experience with inner engineering? And what changes I have noticed in my life. So right off the bat, when I finished inner engineering, it felt like, um, I kind of like understood certain things, certain realization happened to me during the process. It's not, I have spoken to other people who had done inner engineering, and not everybody feels the same way. People have very different experiences with inner engineering. Some people said they are doing great. Certain things have changed in their life. In my case, I would say that kind of thing happened with me as well, but also because probably I have been meditating for a long time. I have been a spiritual person mostly all my life, so certain things were very easy for me when I did inner engineering. But if you are one of those people who like ask a lot of questions and have like wants to question everything around them, too curious, too intellectual in nature, you might not, I don't think you will be benefited from inner engineering, because you have to give certain kind of devotion before you learn something. So here, this, I want to clarify something in this point. That is, I do not care what Sadhguru Vajjagi Vasudev is like in real life. I did online course because I cannot afford to go to India right now. So I don't have that money, or I cannot take a flight and go there, or do these courses. So um, this is why I did it online. I have done a lot of online courses, not spiritual in nature. I have done singing courses, I have done dancing courses, I've done cooking courses, like that. This is one of the courses I've done. So I do not really care if my singing teacher is not is doing something maybe which is kind of like unethical in a certain country's perspective. I don't care. All I care that she's a good singer and she teaches me the right technique of singing. Similarly, I only care what Sadhguru Jagivasudev is giving me. So what is he offering, and if I can accept it gracefully. I do not care what is he like as a person. I do not believe in the concept of God, man, they call it in India, or someone who is God or something, some avatar of God. I don't believe in all those things. All I can tell you is his teaching has helped me, and not in a very philosophical way, actually in a practical way, because after I did inner engineering, I have had certain realizations. Things that I need was very entangled in my brain kind of got certain kind of clarity, which made my daily life much easier. So which kind of like made my karmas are still there, but I can now handle it very gracefully. My life, like outside, hasn't changed much. Outside is pretty similar. It's I haven't achieved success, or my dream hasn't come true, but all the entanglement that I had, like I'm meaning my materialistic dreams hasn't come true, but all the entanglement that I had, which was attached to my desires, that is gone. I'm not very entangled. I'm not worried about aging. I'm not worried about getting things that, or doing things that I want to do or I need to do, I can live life gracefully. This is what I want to tell you. Does that mean I'm a very peaceful person? I don't get angry? No, no, no. I do get angry, but I know when to channel it and how to channel it in the right place. Meaning, I have I know how to use my emotion for my own benefit. So this is something I have learned after doing inner engineering, along with Isha Kriya, which is a meditation, a guided meditation practice um, by Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev. I have done 90-day mandala, and then I did 45-day. I'm almost finishing the 45-day mandala, and ever since I have started doing Isha Kriya, meaning the meditation, uh, the guided meditation by Sadhguru. It has helped me a lot. For example, if I forget about something, I quickly remember it. My body chooses what is good for it. So maybe I would like, I don't know how to explain it, but for example, I won't take the escalator. I will take the stairs if I know that it's good for me. But sometimes if my legs are hurting, maybe I'm like consciously not taking the stairs. Does that make sense? It's not that I'm thinking all the time. My body also knows what's good for it. So, for example, the food, my body reacts to the food that doesn't work for my body very quickly before it will react like maybe a few hours later or maybe a few days later. But nowadays, I can touch a food and I can tell this is good and this is not good for me. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain that. I still eat bad food. I still eat non vegetarian food. I still eat foods that won't work for my body, but consciously knowing the consequences. And then I can handle that consequences pretty gracefully. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. But this is my experience with inner engineering. I'm not talking about what Sadhguru is like in his personal life, but there are certain things I want to share with you guys. Is It's just my personal opinion about him. If you read his book named Karma and Death, you will know he talked about his past life in his book Death. And I know so many people have been saying, "Oh my God, he started a business empire, or is he trying to make money? Is he trying to use people's emotions? Is this a cult following?" Yes, it's a cult following. Of course, people follow somebody. I mean, whether it's a good cult or bad cult, that's not the question. It's a cult, absolutely cult. But uh, why did he have to do that if he's such a great guru and doesn't care about materialism? Why? Let me tell you why. Because I think his karma of this lifetime is to reach as many people as possible. Back in his last lifetime, it seems like he was a yogi and he did have a lot of ideas about how to do like how to get enlightened, things like that. I didn't know much, but but back in that lifetime, I'm pretty sure that he didn't have enough social, how to say that, knowledge, like how to behave in a certain situation, certain social, like how to conduct yourself in certain societies. I think he didn't have that. He didn't probably come from a well-off family. This lifetime, he chose a certain body and life where he can reach as many people as possible. So that's why you're seeing him going to Hollywood. That's why you're seeing him reaching more and more people. Therefore, he wants everybody. When you experience something like that, when you experience something that's unexplainable with words, you would want everybody else to feel that way, because you want everybody else to be happy like you are, so that you can enjoy and share the joy with other people, if that makes sense. So I think in this lifetime, and the nature of our society is such, if you do not sell something, if you're not business minded, it will be so hard for you to survive, let alone teaching anything. So do I like Sadhguru? Yes, as a teacher. Do I like what he does or his personality or whatever? I don't know him in person. I never met him in person. So I wouldn't know what is he like. Even though I have some psychic idea of what kind of a person he would be. But then again, he's pretty much like an open book. If you read his book, you would know. Am I a devotee of him? No. Do I see him as a God man? No. Do I see him as a God? No. Do I see him as a teacher? Like my other teachers, like my martial art teacher, like my swimming teacher, like my dancing teachers, like my music teacher. He's my spiritual teacher. That's how I see him. That's why I respect him. And this is it. This is my experience with inner engineering. I hope this video has helped you guys to get some ideas about inner engineering. What goes on in the program, I'm not going to share with you because I want you to experience that by yourself. I do not want to talk about it here and see how it works. But I have a few tips to tell you here. If you're not ready, don't do it just because you're curious. Some people are ready, some people aren't, and if you feel like doing it, go for it. But do not try to force anything. Try to enjoy the process, if that makes sense. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay blessed, and I'll love you all. Goodbye.